Hey guys, welcome to Tabletop Baseball. The Ron Guidry replay continues. It's game 13 versus the Oakland A's in New York. As you can see, it's Matt Keogh versus Ron Guidry. And here's what he has done up to this point. Through 12 games, he's 8-3. And let's take a look at what actually happened in this game. New York wins it 2-0. Guidry goes 9 innings, gives up 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 11 strikeouts, no home runs. And he improves to 10-0 on the season. It's 8-3 in the replay. See if he can get that 9th win here. Hello, Larry Harris and Tribe fan. Miguel DeLone will lead off. Switch hitter. That's a 6'4", it's a 58, and a 6'6" is a 61 in column 6. 61 is going to be a double into the corner. Double into the corner. Wow. Okay. Miguel DeLone starts out with a bang. And he's got an asterisk there. Is he going to steal third? I have not stolen third base yet. I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to say no. He's not going to steal third. Let's see. Because I'm not 100% sure on how to steal third. I think a double he's going to be satisfied. Delaunay. Miguel Delaunay. Pac-12 championships on tonight, huh? I didn't know that. Steve Staggs. It's a 5'1", is a 5, and a 5'5". Is a 3, so an 8 in column 5. It's going to be a walk. Shaky start. Shaky start for Guidry. First 2 men on. Here's Guerrero. And it's a 5'5", is a 15, and a 5'5", and 18 in column 5. It's probably not good. This can be an infield single. Runners advance 1 base, though. And we check M of the action chart for further results. We get a 5 on the red-white die. We get a 5 possible wild pitch. If the blue die is higher than the wild pitch rating, it is a 1, so it's not. No wild pitch. Tony Armas, bases loaded. They're playing back. It's first inning. 1-1 is a 1, and a 1-2 is going to be a strikeout. So Armas goes down. Here's Taylor Duncan. 6'5", 31, and a 6'6". It's going to be a 34 in column 6. And this is a short fly out to center. Runners hold. So far, so good. Can he escape the bases loaded jam here? Gary Thomason, 4'3", 19, 4'5", is the shortstop. That's Stanley today. Stanley, not Bucky Dent. So a 22 in column 4 is a single off the fielder's glove. Runners advance 1 base. Runner scores from second. So he cannot. Gary Thomason comes through. And Runners advance one base. Runner scores from second. So it's a 2 RBI single for Gary Thomason. Jeff Newman, a 3-6, is a 42. And a 3-1 is a 143, column 3. That is going to be a single. Runners advance 2 bases. 1 or 2 speed on first stops. He does not. He will go 2 bases. That scores another run. It's 3-0 Oakland A's. 1-2 and a 1-1 is going to be a strikeout of Gary Alexander. Damage done though, 3 runs. There's Mickey Rivers. 2-6. 2-6 is a 55. And that is a 2. Well, let's see if it changes. Yankee Stadium, an 11. It should drop to a 1 actually. Drops to a 1, and then a 2-1 is a 3 total, and that's going to be a strikeout. Is that right? No, it's not going to be a strikeout. My bad. We're in column 2. We're in column 2, and it drops to a 1, and the fielder is a left fielder. Left fielder is Delaunay. He is, his range is higher than the number, so he will make a catch. He will make the catch. Fly to left. So 2-6. Here we go again, a 3. So 43. Does it change? It does. It drops to a 2. And the fielder is the number 6, which is right field. And Thomason is a 3, so he'll make the catch. Thurman Munson batting second today. Here's Greg Nettles. That's a 5-6, is a 3, and a 5-6 is an 8 in column 5, and that's a walk. So a 2-out walk brings up Chambliss, lefty. 2-2 is an 11, 2-3 is a 14, column 2, and that's going to be a single to center. And runners advance 1 base with 2 outs. Runner on second scores. Nobody on second, so he'll go 1 base. Jim Spencer, another lefty. 2-2. 2-2 is a 2. It's not shaded. I guess we still do it though, even though it's not shaded. So 52. 52 is a 3, so it moves up to a 3, and we're looking at the right fielder. So it is equal to. So it'll be a single. Runners advance 1 bases, 2 bases if their speed is higher than the outfielder's arm of a 3, and neither one is. But what about 2 outs? Or with 2 outs? 2 bases with 2 outs. Nettles scores. Chambliss to third, first and third with 2 outs. Can they? And here's Reggie. Here he is, Mr. October. 1-1. Oh man, 1-1's a 10, and a 1-3 is a 2, so a 12. 12 in column 1 is a single up the middle. Runners advance 2 bases with 2 outs. All runners advance 2 bases. So Jackson keeps it going. It's another run. And it's still first and third, 2 outs. Roy White. 5-6, 3, and a 5-2 is going to be a total of 7 in column 5, and that's a walk. With bases loaded, counted as 2 balls. They're not loaded. Now they are loaded. Both pitchers in trouble in the first. Willie Randolph, bases loaded. 4-6, 17. And a 4-1 is the first baseman. So a 20. 20 in column 4, infield's back. It's a grounder out at first, but it's going to be dependent on the umpire. A 1 or a 6, and he beats it out. It is a 1. He beats it out. An infield hit. Scores another run, and it ties it up, and bases still loaded. Fred Stanley now the shortstop tonight. 3-3 is a 5. Column 3. Got to see if that changes. 36. It changes to a 3. And then a 3-1. So a 4 in column 3 is going to be a fly out to right. That ends the inning, but all kinds of fireworks in the first inning. 6 runs total. 3-3. New ball game. Here's Jim Essien. 3-5. 3-5 is a 12, and a 3-5 is a 13 in column 3 is a line out to short. Delaunay. 2-4. 2-4 is a 5, and a 2-2 is a 1. 6 is going to be a strikeout. Delaunay strikes out, doubled in the first. There's Steve Staggs, 3-4, 57, and a 3-2. 58 in column 3 is the rare play. Unless it is odd, so we'll go to the rare play book. We have bases empty. And let's see. Got a timeout on the action. We got to go to the rare play book. And we get a 6. Rare plays and a 6. There are 2 outs. Grounder towards the hole at short. Shortstop backhands the bounding ball and fires to first, but his throws off is in the dirt. Roll 1 die against the first baseman's defensive rating. If it's higher, the first baseman digs the ball out to retire the batter. If it's not higher, the first baseman can't make the clean scoop of the throw and the batter is safe. First baseman is Spencer. And we're rolling 1 die, right? Looking at his range or his error. I can't now. Roll the die. If let's see, defensive rating. Okay. Well, he's a 2. It is a 2. It's not higher. It's equal to. So it's going to be an error. It's an error on the shortstop on the throw. Staggs at first. 2 outs, Guerrero. 2-5. 2-5 is a 16 and a 2-2. 17 in column 2 is a strikeout or fly out to center with men on base. So nothing across. Bottom of the second, here's Mickey Rivers. 6-6 is a 9. Mickey Rivers, he may get a hold of one here. He is a left-handed batter. 54. 54 is going to be a 10. It's going to raise that to a 10. As we look here, 41 to 54. Where left-handed batter raises it to a 10. So it's not a 9, it's a 10, and then a 6-6 is a 13, and that is going to be gone. That is a home run for Mickey Rivers. And the Yankees take the lead, 4-3. 4-1 is a 1, and a 4-4 is going to be a ground out to short. Nettles, 5-5 is a 7, and a 5-4 is an 11 in column 5. That's going to be a hit by pitch. Keogh hits Nettles. 4-4 is a 4, and a 4-4 is a shortstop. Shortstop is Guerrero, and that's a 7 in column 4. And that will be, there's one out. It's a ground force out at second. Other runners advance one base. But we could have a double play. Roll one die, refer to the pivot man's rating. Pivot man is Staggs. I don't think he has one, does he? Staggs pivot rating. What's the pivot rating? Why am I missing that all of a sudden? 6 versus pivot man on defense. The pivot rating. What's the pivot rating? Why didn't there? Let's see. Is the what's the pivot rating? Is it the same as his range? Good grief. Where's my replay people at? Nobody plays replay apparently. Pivot rating. I think it's the same as the range, isn't it? Because I can't find. Used to be a plus minus symbol back in the day. Why am I not finding this? It seems like there was another number on the card, but I'm not, for some reason I'm not seeing that. Shoot. Let's see, we got, I think it is the defense, his defensive rating. That's what it is. Staggs is a 3 because it was a ground ball, force out at second. It was to the shortstop. So it's a 1, and Stags is a 3. And we're on number 7. It is a double play. After all that, it is a double play. No, they got to run. Yeah, it's been so long. Mickey Rivers home run. Can't forget that. All right, Tony Armas. 2-1 is a 31, and a 2-1 is a 132, column 2. 32 is a ground out to the pitcher. Taylor Duncan. 1-5 is a 4, and a 1-5 is going to be a strikeout. Here's Thomason. 2-6 is a 1, and a 34. 34 is going to be a 2, and we have 5. 5 is a right fielder, and Jackson's a 3, so he'll make the catch. Bottom of the third, Chris Chambliss. We're dragging along tonight here. 1-1 is a 10, and 1-4 is a 12, and that's a single up the middle. 2 for 2 for Chris Chambliss. Here's Jim Spencer. 4-6 is a 3, and a 4-4 is the shortstop, which is Guerrero, so a 6, and that will be a... Oh, we got to go to the pivot man again. Stags. He's a 3. 3 and a 5 under 6 is going to be a fielder's choice. So fielder's choice this time. I got it down now. 4-2 for Reggie Jackson. 4-2 and a 4-1 is the second baseman. So it's going to be a 5. That will be a double play. Top of the fourth. It's 4-3 Yankees. 6-5, 31. We're getting all kinds of weird numbers. 6-5 is a 31, and a 6-6 is a 3. So a 34, column 6 is a fly out to left, or fly out to center. Fly out to center. I got to peek around my camera to check the... Sometimes I get off a little bit. 5-5 is a 20. 5-6. 24. Column 5. 24 in column 5 is a walk. Base on balls. For Gary Alexander, here's Jim Essien. 3-6, 42, and that's going to be a single. So it is a total of 45, but it's going to be a single. He is a righty and a lefty. Single, runners advance 2 bases. Unless he's a 1 or 2 speed, he's not. Delaney, 5-4, is a 1, and a 5-5 is a 4 total in column 5, and that's a ground out to short. And the infield is going to be at double play depth. Let's see here. First and third. What do they say? First and third with 1 out is everybody's halfway. So halfway out at second, other runners advance 1 base. So they don't turn it. They don't turn it, and the run scores. Delaney at first. 4-6 is a 6, and a 4-1 His first base, Spencer, is a 2, so an 8. And column 4 is a grounder out at first. They got a run. Don't worry, they got that run. It's 4-4 now. 3-4 is a 30 and a 3-2. Is a 31 in column 3, and that's a line out to left. 6-1 is a 16 and a 6-3. 17 is going to be a fly out to left. For it should have been Fred Stanley. 6-3 is a 31 and a 6-1, or 6-1 is a 31 and a 6-3 is a 32, column 6. Let's pop out to third. Let's pop out to third instead for Fred Stanley. All right, 2 away, Mickey Rivers. The 1-2 is a 2, and a 1-2 is going to be a strikeout. So tie ball game, 4-4. 6-1 is a 16, and a 6-2. So a 17 is going to be a strikeout, actually. He has a K. Tony Armas. 3-3. 3-3 is a 5. Let's see if we change that. A 44, it changes to a 4. And then a 3-4. 3-4 is a 1. A 5 in column 3 is a fly out to left. Six-1 is 16, and a 6-1, 17 is going to be a strikeout. Bottom of the 5th, Thurman Munson, 3-2. It's an 11 and a 3-1. So a 12 in column 3 is a line out to first. There's Nettles. Walked, hit by pitch, 2-3. 16 and a 2-2 is an 18, column 2. It's a fly out to center. 2 away, Chris Chambliss. It's 5-5 is a 15 and a 5-3 is a 19 total in column 5. That's going to be an infield single. There we go. 2 out rally again. Jim Spencer, 5-5 is a 5, and a 5-6 is a 5. So a 10 in column 5 is going to be a walk. It's first and second with 2 outs. Reggie Jackson. 3-3, danger situation. It's a 5. 64. Uh-oh, it's a 62. Changes all the way to a 62. And then a 3-1, so 63 is a line drive single to center. Runners advance 2 bases. Reggie comes through again. Scores a run. And it's first and third. Here's Roy White. And Matt Keogh may be coming out here. He is going to come out. It's going to be Heverlow. Heverlow to face Roy White. First and third with 2 outs. It's a 4-6 is a 2. And then a 4-2 is the second baseman. So 5, and that'll be a ground out at first. They get 1. So back and forth we go. It's 5 5-4. Yankees. 4-4. 4-4 for Thomason is a 3 and a 4-2. Second base, that'll be a ground out to second. Jeff Newman is a 3-4, 30 and a 3-4, 31 in column 3 is a line out to left. 4-3 for Alexander is a 1. And then a 4-6 is going to be a ground out to second. Nice inning there. That's 2 back-to-back 3-up and 3-down innings for Guidry and the Yankees. All right, 6-3 for Randolph. 6-3 is a 31 and a 6-1 is a 1. 32 is going to be a pop out to third. 6-3 for Fred Stanley is a 31. 6-5, 34 is going to be a fly out to center. Mickey Rivers, 2-5. 2-5 is a 16. That was a 2. I was trying to bring it back into play here. 2-5. 16 and a 2-1. So an 18 in column 2. And it's a fly out to center. 7th inning. 5-4 ball game. Jim Essien. 5-4, speaking of, is a 4. And a 5-4. 6 in column 5, and that's a walk. Not how you want to start the inning off, Mr. Guidry. Delaunay. Is he going to bunt? What kind of a bunter is he? He's a 1. He is a 1 bunter. Is that... I think that is the best bunter, right? 1's the best, 5's the worst? Or is it backwards? He's going to bunt. 2. With the infield in, it is a sac bunt. It's a good sac bunt by Delaunay. Essien to second. Steve Staggs. 3-5. 3-5's a 3 for now. 26 is a 2. And a 3-5. So 2 and a 3, or 2 and a 1 is a 3 in column 3, and that's a dribbler to the catcher. Batter out at first as lead runner holds unless forced. So dribbler to the catcher. He's going to advance to third, though. Other runners advance 1 base. So 2 outs. Essien at third, Guerrero. 5-3, 34, and a 5-5. So 37 in column 5 is a strikeout. How about that? Way to get out of the jam there, Mr. Guidry. Bottom of the 7th. Let's see. They're going to go with Bob Lacey. Bob Lacey here in the 7th. He is a left-hander. 3-1 for Munson is a 4 and then a 3-5 versus right-handers. Is a 5. So a 9 in column 3, and that's a single to right field. Munson aboard. There's Nettles. 3-5 is a 12, and then a 3-6. He's a lefty though. 15 in column 3, and it's going to be a line out to second base. Chris Chambliss, a 1-1's a 10, and a 1-2 is a 1, so an 11 is a single up the middle. Single up the middle, runners advance 1 base. Unless he has 4 or 5 speed, he does not, and there's not 2 outs. So Jim Spencer, another lefty. 3-5. 3-5's a 30. 3-3. 32, column 3. Is a line out to right field. Let's see. With less than 2 outs, any runner on third may tag up. No runner on third. So 2 outs, first and second. Reggie Jackson, he's come through so far. 2-2. 2-2's an 11. And a 2-2 is a 1, so a 12 in column 2. And he does it again. I think. Hold on. No. He has the asterisk. 2-2. Pitcher has an asterisk beside his column 2 grade. 12 results 12 through 16 are changed to a pop out to first. Reggie pops it out. Thanks to the left-handedness and the asterisk of Bob Lacey. 8th inning. Yankees clinging to the 1-run lead. 5-4, Tony Armas. And it's a 1-3, that's good. A 2 and a 1-1, that's going to be a strikeout. 6-2 is a 60. And a 6-2 is a 1, 61 in column 6. Is going to be a double. Here's a lefty. Let's leave him in for the lefty-lefty matchup. 4-6 is a 16 and a 4-4. Shortstop Stanley is a 19 in column 4 with infield back. 19's a grounder out at first. Um, 19. Runners advance 1 base though. So 2 outs. I think they're going to go to Gossage. They are going to go to Gossage. With Jeff Newman coming up, the right-hander. They could go to a pinch hitter here. Could go to Mitchell Page. He's a lefty. I think they will. Mitchell Page comes on to face Goose Gossage. 6'4", 58. Yikes. And a 6'4" is a 60. Column 6. Single to left. Runners advance 1 base. Runner on second with 5. Runners on 2 outs. With 2 outs, runner on second or 3, 4, or 5 speed scores. Doesn't matter. It's a single. And runner's on third, and he scores. Mitchell Page with an RBI. Jeff Newman's out of the game. So he's at first with 1 out, and Guidry has just lost the decision. 4-2 is 11, and a 4-2 second base. So a 13, column 4, is a possible error. It was Randolph, wasn't it? It's a 36. He's a 46. So he is out. But the A's tie it up. A's tie it up. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. And we need a new first baseman. As Newman is out, it's going to be Wayne Gross, looks like. Del Alston. He could play first. He's a little better, I think. They're both 4s, but he's got a 65. Glenn Burke. Wow, he's a 5. You want a lower number, though, right? Let's go with Wayne Gross. I'm sure somebody's screaming at me right now, but... So Gross is coming in for Newman. He's a 4-11. So bottom of the 8th inning, Bob Lacey back on the hill. Roy White. It's 2-5. 2-5 is a 16 and a 2-4. And he is going to be batting right. So 20 in column 2. He is a fly out to right. .35. 3-5 is a 3. 36 is still a 3. And then a 3-5 versus a righty is going to be an 8 in column 3, and that's a single. Single to center. So Randolph at first. Fred Stanley. 1 out. 4-3. 4-3 is a 16 and a 4-6. Third base. Third baseman, so a 19. Duncan's a 3. So a 19 in column 4. Infielder halfway, right? 19's a single knocked down by fielder. Runners advance 1 base. Halfway would be double play depth. So it's a single. Knocked down by the fielder, and it's first and second. Mickey Rivers, the lefty-lefty matchup. 6'4" is a 6. He got that 6 column. 6'4" is a 6. and a 6-3 is a 2. So an 8 in column 6, though, is a single to left. Runners advance one base. Runner on second base may try to score. We got Randolph at second. So let's see. He may try to score. One die versus runner speed. If the die is higher, he's out. If it's not higher, he scores. He's a 5. It's a 3, so he will score. Runner on first goes to third on the throw. So Yankees take the lead again. 6-5 now. Here's Thurman Munson. 6-5 is a 36. And a 6-5 versus a righty is a 4. So a 40. Column 6 is a strikeout. And that's 2 away. First and third, 2 away. Greg Nettles. Lefty, lefty. 4-5. 4 5's an 18, and then a 4-1. First base. First baseman is Gross, and he is a 4. 22. Column 4. 22. Infield back. With a single off the glove, runners advance one base. Runner scores from second. Nobody on second. Scores another run. And I thought he could get a lefty out, but he can't. They have another lefty. That's a reliever, by the way. No, they don't. They do not. Let's see, we could go with Sosa here. I think they're going to go with Sosa. It is not a, Chambliss is a lefty, but I think that's all for Lacey. 5-6. 5-6 is a 2, and a 5-6 is a 6 in column 5, and that's a walk with runner on first only, or bases full. Count as 2 balls, but that's not the situation. And we have bases loaded with 2 outs. Another lefty, Jim Spencer. 5-6 is a 1. 5-1 is a 1, so 2 is ground out to first. So they pick up 2. 7-5. 7-5. Ninth inning. And I believe Guidry does not get the decision here. His runner was responsible for the tying run. They tied it up while he was in there. So Gossage will try to finish this out. Jim Essien. 6-5 is a 31, and a 6-4 is a 233. Column 6 is it's an out, so it's going to be a strikeout. He's got the K there. Strikes out Essien. Miguel Delaunay. 3-3, 5, and then a 3-2 is third base. That'll be a ground out to third. Nettles handles that one. 3-5. 3-5's a 3. 33, and still a 3. And then a 3-5. So 4 in column 3 is a fly out to right field, and that ends the ball game. So rocky start for both teams, as in the first inning, all kinds of action. 6 runs in the first. Things calm down a little bit, but then Yankees, this kind of goes back and forth. Yankees win it 7-5. Guidry, let's check Guidry. He no decision. I think Gossage gets the W. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Guidry goes 7 2/3. Seven 2/3. He gives up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runs. All earned. Walks and strikeouts. Let's check the walks. 1, 2, 3. 3 walks. Strikeouts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 strikeouts. No home runs. So let's just compare lines here. In the actual game, he did outstanding. Went the complete game. Shutout. Only 3 hits. Gives up 6 here. 2 walks. Gives up 3 walks here. 11 strikeouts. 8 strikeouts here. But no decision. No decision, so he stays at 8-3. And Gossage gets the W. Gossage gives up 1 hit. But then the run scored, but it was Guidry's responsibility. So that is going to wrap this one up. Hope you guys are doing great tonight. D. Scott Howard, Mike McAllister, Anthony Cruz is here. Sorry for that little delay there. I hate that. I just had a brain fart. That's all it was. It's the Pivot Man's defensive rating. I knew that. I was looking for another number, and there isn't one. It's just the defensive rating. Jerry Ball was here. Tribe fan, of course. And Ken Castro. Schweibacher. John Schweibacher was here. Colin Merritt. Brian Cleveland. Whole cast of characters showing up. I like it. Who else? I missed somebody? Larry Harris, baseball demos. Next drawing will be coming up December 5th for the $25. Lobster Johnson was here. Love that name. Lobster Johnson. All right, appreciate it, guys. I'm going to get out of here. Have a great Friday night. This is Earl Shamblin reporting live for the Tabletop Baseball Plus Network channel, whatever you want to call it. Have a great evening. Take care, and God bless.